a fluid situation. We're still trying to make sense of it. We're getting a little more detail. But what have you been picking up as you're monitoring the situation online?
Fury is the obvious word here. People are really angry. They've said that the town will look after the town, the people will look after the people. And that is mainly because there has been a lack or a slow response from the government. And we've seen this really come to a forefront when the king arrived in a town near the city Valencia, where people chanted murder to him. They were saying, you're 4 days late. It's taken you 4 days to come. Why are you so late? You should be embarrassed. Really angry. They were throwing mud in some cases. I mean, that is unheard of, throwing mud at a king. People are unhappy. People have really blamed the system, the authorities, for the slow response, but also the really late warnings. And that was where a lot of this anger has come from, that people, if they'd known, could have got out of their cars, could have got off the road, could have gone to higher ground, gone to safety. No people needed to die in these floods. And that is why people are so upset. This is a tragedy on a huge scale, one of the worst in Spain's history, and also one of the most costly.
We've been listening in to Pedro Sanchez make those press statements yesterday when he said that we're focused on the rescue and relief efforts, but there will be a time to fix accountability to answer a lot of those questions. But having said that, what have you picked up so far about the government's defense or justification for why they couldn't do what they needed to do?
Well, the government at the end of last week came out fighting, saying they defended the timings of the warnings, even though in some areas, the first hit town, for example, Chiva near Valencia, they got their warning about 8 a.m. local time. However, by that time, they'd already been heavily flooded for at least 2 hours. And that was a common story among other towns in the region. They also defended the management of the disaster as a whole. However, as the fury grows, as the devastation is now actually being understood, the true impact of this disaster, the scale of this disaster, I think they're going to have to go back on what they've said, that they're defending it with all their might, and actually give the people an apology, because that is what they want in many cases. People I've been speaking to, they're just so upset that the government, they feel, have failed them and allowed this to happen.
Hey, Shalom, it's your brother Yonathan. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Baruch HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, there's been natural disasters, this past few months, really this whole year, that have been happening and claiming the lives of many people. But today we're going to focus on the recent incident yesterday in Spain. All right? Now, they say there's 200 people that have been declared that they're dead. Some of the other sources I've seen that are not mainstream media say the numbers are much higher than that. Can't confirm if that's true or not, but I would imagine it is with this devil. He always tries to save face, But I want to go into this lesson that the people are going to be more so in the spirit to disregard the kings and princes, to disregard the people that are in rulership. This is in prophecies. The closer we get to the threshold of this kingdom falling and the next one being set up, all right, the kingdom being translated from one people to another, like it's written in Sirach 10 and 8, you're going to see much more sedition, much more disregard for the powers that be. Even here in Babylon, man, this is election day here tonight. And it's going to be interesting to see, either way it goes, how the masses react. Because either way, people are going to be upset. I hope Abaratazah, something gets stirred up, something moves that pushes us closer to, everything hitting the fan, and us getting closer to the kingdom being established, just getting out of here. That's our goal, man. We know in order for the kingdom of heaven to be set up, this society has to fall. And to a lot of people, they have an affinity for this place. They can't imagine something else. But the Lord has promised us something much better. He's promised us a better management of the earth, better rulership. Okay, but let's go to the second Esdras and get the precept where it talks about there's going to be sedition among men. This is going to be a reality that hits this place. And Americans, they never really think that way because they've been here for all this time, and there's never really been a war in our time that was on, American soil, so to speak, that's affected them right in the face. Whenever people hear about news, it's always across the world or something. Whether if something does happen here, it's made light of in the media. It's made not as bad, or so people Americans, the Babylonians, they don't really understand the gravity of actual turmoil, actual suffering. They don't understand the gravity of the state that the world is in even right now. Okay, let's go get this precept. All right, this is 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, and we're going to start at verse 14. Okay, so this is a prophecy before the kingdom of heaven is established. All right, it reads, "Woe unto the world," woe means destruction. "Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh." It's close. "And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And that's going to be at all levels. The countries, there's going to be, wars between the nations. There's going to be wars between the people within those nations, class wars. All right, it's going to get really bad. Visual aids, you look at the movies like Bushwick, you look at the Purge movies, you look at Book of Eli, you look at just various movies. They'll show you that the love of many people in times of chaos waxes cold. It's every man out for himself. Groups click up, they raid other people. People completely disregard each other, and even more so, they disregard the government officials, the powers that be, because they come to the realization that these people don't give a shit about us, and people are realizing that in this time. 2nd Ezra 15 and 15 again, "For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition." Now, let's look up this word sedition here. All right, so we're looking up at that word sedition here. It says sedition from the mid-14th century. I might be saying that wrong. It says rebellion, uprising, revolt, factitious commotion in the state. All right, uprising against the powers that be. Concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority. Boom. So, hey, that's the reality that's coming to the society. We can continue down this definition here. It says what? Rebelliousness, civil disorder, dissension, strife, rebellion, mutiny, a going apart, separation. All right, so we go back to 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 16. It says, "For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their king." They're going to be invading one another. Class wars. "They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." This is what's coming to Babylon the Great and every nation on the earth. "A man shall desire," let's continue reading here, verse 17. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Why? Because when you have sedition, when you have civil unrest, nations declare what? A state of emergency. So then the entrances of a city on highways, there's checkpoints, which you'll have. They're gonna be like, "Hey, state your business. Can you?" Because they're gonna be trying to control the chaos, and people aren't gonna be able to just go and come as they please. Places are gonna be on lockdown. There's gonna be people that the government is actually looking for, and they're gonna in the midst of that, they're gonna try to justify looking for us. But what? You're gonna have, the chip being implemented. You go to a checkpoint to get into a city. They're like, "Hey, okay, show your identification. Where's your mark?" This is going to become the reality within the society. And the prophets are out here, we're warning the people. We've been told the secrets. All right, Amos 3:7 tells you the prophets have been told the secrets. "Surely the Lord God shall do nothing but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets." So this is what's coming to society. Now, there's only one way to be protected during that time, because you're not going to be taken out of it. Okay, we're going to suffer straight things the same way these people do. When I say straight, it's STRAIT, meaning a pathway of difficulty. And I'll get that precept in 2nd Ezra as well. We're going to be in the midst of all the chaos. But the Lord's going to reveal who his chosen are, because he's going to be protecting and moving the pieces on the chessboard around so that the elect can win. You see? All right, 2nd Ezra 7 and 18, it says, "Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things of difficulty," right? So we're going to suffer the same things these people suffer. We're going to be in the same conditions, in the same environment. But we're going to have what? Hope for the wide. We understand there's something better to come. We understand what to look for. We know the prophecy, so we can't be lied to. The angels are going to camp around about those that fear the Lord. So we're going to be protected. We're going to be fine. We're going to see it. We're going to witness it. But we're going to be equipped with the full armor of God to resist the wiles of the devil. All right? For they that have done wickedly. Now, this is the other side of the coin. People that don't fear the Lord. People that weren't walking towards him. For they that have done wickedly have suffered straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. They don't have a hope. They don't know what to look for. They're going to be able to be deceived. They're not going to be have the angels camping round about them. So they're going to be open to anything, any destruction, any evil. So again, the average American citizen, they're not thinking that those kind of conditions will ever be a reality for them. And they're not thinking that these third world problems will ever be first world problems. But it's going to be in the biggest way. Whenever a world collapse actually happens, it starts with the smaller countries and it trickles up. And it's trickling up. So Abaratazah, man, you stay in the spirit of fearing the Lord. And this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon you. Shalom.